is the verb here, pajānāti, which is related to the noun pañña, which normally means wisdom. So this is not, at this point, pajānāti isn't suggesting that this is an act of wisdom, but it's, you could say it's a clear discernment of the length of the breath, whether it's long or short. Okay, so the distinction between the long and short breath, these make up the first two items in the first tetrad. Then comes the third item in the tetrad. And with this, there are different interpretations. Okay, it says, he trains thus, I shall breathe in, I'm going to delete here the phrase that comes in brackets. So the actual Pali text says, I shall breathe in experiencing the whole body. He trains thus, I shall breathe out experiencing the whole body. And in Pali, okay. Yeah, the Pali expression here is sabbakāya paṭisaṃvedī. So literally, sabba is all, kaya is body, and paṭisaṃvedī means experiencing. Now this is the way the tradition explains this phrase. This is a tradition that comes down in the Visuddhimagga, the commentaries. They say that what's meant by experiencing the whole body is experiencing the whole body of breath, which means experiencing each breath in its totality. That's why the phrase of breath was added here, following the tradition. So the way they explain this is that they say each breath has three phases. There is the beginning phase, which is, for example, with the in-breath, that very moment when one starts to draw the breath in. Then there's the middle phase, which is the entire extension of the breath, drawing the breath in all the ways up, up, up. Then the third phase is the ending of the breath, just as one brings the breath to an end. And similarly with the out-breath, there is the beginning of the out-breath, where one just starts to exhale the air. Then there's the middle phase, which is the full extension of the out-breath. Then there's the end phase, where the out-breath comes to an end. So they say that in this stage of practice, one makes the determination to follow each in-breath and each out-breath through each of its three stages. I seem to be getting an echo. Is that the case? I don't know where it's coming from. Is it coming from the computer? Okay, let us.
Maybe run out of battery.
This one, it's strong. There's no problem with the battery. It's just that I hear a bounce back. You do hear it also. Testing 1, 2, 3. There's no bounce back with this. Testing 1, 2, 3. No bounce back. Okay, so this is the way the tradition explains it. With each in-breath, one is aware of all three phases, beginning, middle, end. And then with each out-breath, one is aware of beginning, middle, end. And at the time I was working with this, I have to say, I actually wanted to leave it without the bracketed phrase. But my teacher of the time, who was sort of supervising me in this translation, or giving advice, he said, people won't understand this. And so he was, in a way, more follow the commentarial tradition more strictly than I did. So he said, to make it clear for people, you should put in-breath and out-breath in brackets. And I said, I don't want to do that because it's not in the text itself. He said, you'd better do it. So I didn't have a choice. But then when I did the translation of the Samyutta Nikaya, by that time he had passed away, so I was free to follow my own inclination. Okay, now if one just takes the words by themselves without following the commentary, it seems to be saying that as one is breathing in and out, one is aware of or experiencing the whole body. And I think what gives further strength to that interpretation is the word paṭisaṃvedī. Because the word paṭisaṃvedī conveys a stronger meaning than the sense of being aware of. If the objective is to be aware of the entire breath, I think the text would have used the word pajānāti. He understands, or he knows that, or he knows the entire body of breath. He knows the entire body of the out-breath.